All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to our next matchup of the night. We had just an insane reverse sweep by Ember, taking down the Minotaurs here. I'm Rocker Man back in the booth, joined by Mallow. And Mallow, we've got some two more great teams, and one of these teams who was involved in their own reverse sweep on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, and Rocker Man, these two teams, they've been through quite an adventure here, and right now, after what we just saw, I fully expect we're going to see pretty much a very similar matchup, but we're going to see a lot more speed involved with it. I know we had some crazy shenanigans there at the end, but these two teams, I can't wait to see them get it on.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great one to watch out for. A couple quick shout outs before we dive into this one. A big shout out to Old Sweeney coming back for the 4 months, and then local Visco lad resubbing for 11 months. We appreciate you guys subbing back on the channel, especially after that great action in that first series. I think they those two teams performed well enough to deserve those subs, so we appreciate it. And shout out to those guys. And Mallow, we got this one. We'll talk a lot more about these teams. We're running a little behind, so we're just gonna dive right into it here. Um, we'll talk about them as we go, but can you give us a quick prediction, and then we can talk more about it as we get on.
Oh man, a prediction for this one. These two teams, the Wraiths, they solely are around Quake. But after I saw uh their match, I believe it was Wednesday here, oh man, I could see either one of these teams taking it. I just don't know. I don't know if I can call any sort of like thing here as far as like what it'll be, because we're starting to see some touches right here that you would think would actually go in, but I I don't know. I think it's gonna be the Venom team here that's gonna win. I think it's gonna be a back and forth, just like I mentioned on a previous prediction I did. I think this one could potentially be a back and forth with Venom winning in five.
All right, well, we'll have to see. There are no strangers to Game Five. If you put Game Five, I'll have to agree with you any which way you shake it, because Venom have been involved in 11 Game Fives this season, so they are no strangers to it. And we'll have to see here as we are getting things underway. We've got both teams out here on the pitch. The race in the red tonight with Eggy D, Jonesy, and Quake, and then Venom on their side with Afro Demon, Yukio, and Merely. So Mallow, we got a lot of great players in this lobby as well. We've seen them performing so far in the play-ins. Both these teams have got their play-in matches completed. Who are you looking forward to watching in this one?
I already mentioned one of them. Oh my
Whoa!
goodness, what a pinch! And it looked like an own goal pinch too, with Afro Demon. Oh my goodness, Jonesy and Afro Demon pinching that with a screamer down, and Venom get the first score in this one. Oh my goodness, Ruckerman. I was gonna say that as far as the race are concerned, I was gonna say Quake here with maybe a little bit of Eggy D. Eggy D was actually a lot more active in the gaming process, or sorry, in the game that I saw Wednesday, I believe it was, and he was a big part of it. He was on offense, he was on defense, but I would say watch out for Eggy D, because even though they talk as he scores here, as they talk with an assist from Quake here, but that was really a big part of how they were able to get to where they are right now, is this Quake and Eggy D combination here. As far as the Venom team, you know, all three of these players are really good in their own way, and I don't know if I can single one of them out. Yukio, definitely one that has been up there. I think Yukio and Afro Demon, if I'm not mistaken, Rocker Man, are two of the top 15 goal scorers in Challenger.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't have the exact stat on hand, but they are definitely both two players that will be up there for sure. And Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see here. Something to note here. Me being a challenger player, playing against the race 3 times in the regular season, or well, in this season, regular season and postseason. I find it interesting. No specs, otherwise known as Macarios, here in this one. So they're going to go with Jonesy, and that to me is a completely different lineup than what we saw on Monday, where they had Macarios in there over Jonesy. So Jonesy got to step up big. We already saw him clear a demo earlier to lead to a goal, and I think that's, for me, that's who the biggest pressure is going to be on. Can Jonesy step up? As here comes forward, going to send it in, and Venom is going to strike back with another goal.
Oh man, and you talk about Jonesy. Jonesy's actually in the top 15 on assists per game, so he's definitely not one of those that's just being a part of the team, right? He's actually uh, doing things when it comes to the team when he plays. So we could potentially see a lot more passing plays from this race team compared to what we saw previously here. And uh, right now, the Wraiths they're kind of rolling and sinking their venom into this.
Yeah, gonna have to see what they can do here as Venom. They find themselves in the early lead, and it's a little bit difficult here. We mentioned it. We saw it in the earlier matchup where Minotaurs unfortunately got reverse swept in that last one. But Mallow, something I've noticed with the playing tournament, I don't have the exact statistic on hand. It would be interesting to note here is hold up a minute there. Really trying to find that touchdown. AGD with a great save.
My
Oh
goodness.
my goodness. On the goal line, he saves it away, and Quake is going to send it back down. And that ball going to be saved away. Jonesy
No,
going to
that's
fire
in.
it through. And we'll hold that thought for a bit as the race counter back.
And that push there by Eggy D, that send over to Quake, that's exactly what I'm talking about on the defensive side. Jonesy providing some offense here instead of providing the assist that we were just mentioning. Jonesy getting the goal here, and now we find a tie ball game with a double demo there with 47 seconds remaining.
And merely going to have to get back to that one. This one going to be banging down, and yeah, 2-2 ball game here between these two teams, both fighting for the postseason lives. This one is barely going to be hit away as Jonesy sends it back in a demo. Excuse me, going to open up some space there. Is this one going to be sent away for it? Try to take control. This one pops out of midfield. Wake sending it up. Afro Demon going to find a touch, looking down for a teammate. Ball popped up. Afro Demon just going to fire it on net. It's going to go around the defense. And he's got another one to his name. He sends it home.
Where was the defense there? That was a good attempt there for a demo by Yukio on Jonesy, but Jonesy just didn't budge at the same time though. He just went way wide on that for the defense, and there was no one behind him. And now Venom, they're with the lead here with about the last 10 seconds. Can the Wraiths score here?
Try to find something. This ball is pushed to the corner. Then he popped up high off the ceiling. Merely just going to try to send it down. He does. And Venom going to come through with a solid game 1 victory there, led by Afro Demon with the hat trick.
Yeah, that hat trick there by Afro Demon, doing the work there. But really, he had the entire team with him there. The 3 assists by both Yukio and Merely combined, 2 from Yukio, 1 from Merely, and everything looks almost identical on this board, Rocker Man, other than the actual score. Afro Demon scoring all of them. The Wraiths, they this stat line is actually insane. It's the demos, I think, is the important part to this whole process. The bumps and demos is what I think made the difference here.
Yeah, it looks like the difference, well, it was a little bit of difference in the scoreboard. It didn't actually result in the difference for the races. They led that demo category 5-2 in that game 1, but just not quite enough to break through here. And Mallow, now heading into this game number 2, what do you need to see from the race squad to try to break through, to find this win, to bring this one into a series?
Well, you can demo and bump all you want, right? But they need to be meaningful. You need to make sure you're in position here. But the passes and defense is going to be the biggest thing here for the Wraiths. to keep that ball close, pass it to the middle, pass it to the sides or across. But first off, you got to make sure you get that defense, as I just mentioned. You got to get that defense in line first, otherwise Venom's going to score on you.
Yeah, just a little bit slow on the challenge, and merely that is a guy who is known to play fast, and he's gonna slam it into the back of the net. And the Wraiths here find themselves down once again, and Venom looking to continue that great record. They are 11-2 in postseason matches, so you get these guys into the play-in tournament, and they win here, and Fort is gonna find another one. Venom now up 2-0.
Oh my goodness, what a save there by Jonesy, but unfortunately, Afro Demon or Fourth, whatever you may know him as, he was able to watch that just bounce right back at him in front of him, and he was able to knock that in. And it's not 100% goal participation, but it doesn't matter as long as you're scoring here, as we see another one. So now everybody on the Venom team are getting goals.
Yeah, and Jonesy just can't find that touch. Eggy D can't find that touch, and it's just panic there from that Wraith squad. And I think really Mela right now down 3-0. I feel like they're really missing that calming presence of Makarios. He just brought a lot to this team.
My
as Yukio,
goodness.
He's gonna fire another one in.
Yeah, when you talk about Challenger League, you're looking at salaries and stuff, and they're pretty close, and you may think that they don't matter much, but sometimes there are players that play and bring a certain presence to your team, and he's definitely one of those that will do that, and that's definitely missing right here, because 4 goals in less than a minute is pretty unheard of in Challenger League, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, it's tough, and like I said, as playing the Wraith as many times as I did, we played this lineup in the last week of the regular season, and it was a night and day difference, let me tell you, between this lineup and the one with Makarios. No hate to Jonesy, but Makarios is definitely a very solid player, and one that the Wraiths are missing right now, and they got to find a way to lock down. This has a huge passing play, but it's denied away.
Oh, wait.
Fort is coming right back for it, but Quake gonna find that touch. Here comes Afro, gonna get one more touch as they're continuing to keep this pressure on. And they're rolling a little bit here. Eggy find that 50. Jonesy gonna erase one off the pitch as Yukio sending it down, looking for someone, but only gonna find Quake there, and Afro Demon on his head once more. Another goal for Venom.
Oh boy, this is kind of difficult to watch a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, and it's unfortunate because we both know, Rocker Man, that the Wraiths team is a great team, but looking at this right now, they're definitely not looking like the same team that we saw earlier this week.
Yeah, they're not, and right now they got to find a way. I mean, this team, you got an all-star in Quake, you got a great player in Eggy D, and you got a Nemesis veteran in Jonesy, who's also been great. As here comes another one in the back of the net, and well, I don't even know if my thoughts can save him, as it's 6-0.
Yeah, this is a brutal game. To me right now, if you're the Wraiths, you're going to go ahead and chalk this one out, right? You're going to go ahead and ride this one out, say, okay, let things happen, go happen, but hey, let's try to score some here at the end. Get some what you would hear in other sports as garbage time goals, but I don't think we're going to see that, as we're seeing Merely score another one. So we got a hat trick from Afro Demon, Merely with 2 and Yukio with 2 here, and we haven't even been halfway through this game.
Yeah, no, it's a 7-goal count already, and I mean, Venom is just running up the absolute score right now. So, I mean, they're just gonna keep doing what they're doing here, and for Wraiths here, all you can really do is try to stop some sort of scoring here, as this one is just starting to turn into a runaway train here, as still looking to find something here, as we're just past halfway right now. This ball dropping down, Afro on a touch in the corner, and Mela, really, like you mentioned, you said you just gotta chalk it up here, and for the race's sake, you just gotta try to find, if you can just find one here, that'll just give you some sort of momentum trying to pull back the reverse sweep.
Oh yeah, anything that you can see that shows a weakness in the defense of the Venom team will be a positive and something you can build on, and that's exactly what the Wraiths are gonna want to do here. But you know, with me, I would say that maybe you need to get those get some passing plays, get some booming balls here because maybe because I am seeing it a little bit. The Wraiths or sorry, the Venom team, they're a little aggressive here, and if you can get past them, you may actually shock them with a goal, and if you do that enough, they'll actually back off on the offensive pressure.
Oh no, I completely agree here. That is the way that you can beat this Venom team, who squeaked their way into the postseason on this one, and it was maybe a little controversial, but that's just how the seeding goes. But 7-11 only in the regular season for this Venom team, but right now they are not playing like it. And this one, as they are running it up right now, looking to find one more for the tally, but Jonesy is gonna save it away there. This one popped up the race looking for something. Merely is coming off the ceiling there, trying to find a highlight reel play. And well, I guess when you're up 7-0, you can go for those type of things here, as long as it doesn't hurt you on the other end.
Oh,
but
there we go.
Quake gonna find the passing play, and the Wraiths are gonna get on the board.
That's exactly the type of passing play I was talking about, Rocker Man. If you're the Wraiths or a Wraiths fan, that's exactly what you want to see. You know, I don't know if the Venom team did that on purpose for the Brazil or something, but either way, if you're Venom, you don't want to give any sort of hope to the Wraiths team. Otherwise, you could be in for a potential reverse sweep, as it's already happened twice this play-ins this week. So I definitely would not want to do anything like that if I were the Venom team.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you there. And the Venom team, I mean, they should be no strangers to it themselves after they were the ones that pull out the reverse sweep.
Oh.
As a nice little passing play comes through once again, and 8-1 there. But yeah, Mallow, I mean, it's to the point where, you know, Venom, they know what's happened. They've been, like we mentioned, no strangers to Game 5, 11 on the season here. And for them, if I'm one of them, you know, I don't want to see any more Rocket League. As much as they may love Rocket League, I think that's what Jaeger said. These guys just love Rocket League. They love to play it so much. They're going to Game 5 all the time. Oh my goodness. He's trying for something there. But, you know, you really just got to lock in and close this out if you're Venom. Don't give the race any room to breathe. But, you know, for the race, Mallow, it is going to come down to it. It's got to be a reverse sweep if they're going to want to move on to the playoffs.
Yeah, and even though it's one of the toughest things to do, apparently we've seen it a lot this this season in this playoff slash play-ins. So it could happen, and you know, like you said, I think the Venom team did it also. So oh man, the one thing that I'm seeing too is I think Merely is just trying to go for last second TikTok content. I don't know, maybe at this point, but rest in peace TikTok. But the amount of shots that Venom has here versus the Wraiths is crazy. Like the offensive pressure, for sure. This does not look like a high seed team here, and I would be concerned if I'm going to face this Venom team if they're playing like this all the time going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, some may remember a Venom team with a very similar path last couple seasons ago, way back in season 5. The Venom ran all the way through the play-in tournament. I think that might have been, I believe that was the first ever season with a play-in tournament. That Venom team ran all the way through the play-in tournament from way downtown and came through and won as the 8th seed, won the entire championship. So things can happen, and if you're a team in the play-ins, you know, you have that momentum, you can bring it back. But the race, try to get it, it's just off there. No, they can't finish it. Oh, they needed that one. They needed it badly here, as the pressure is squarely on the race shoulder, and this one going towards the net, and after a demon sending it in, they're keeping the scoring going.
Oh man, I really thought that Jonesy may have gotten a piece of that, but it does not look like that. You know how some of the some of the touches go sometimes. They feel like ghost touches, and um, uh, with what we're seeing tonight, and or at least in that first 30 seconds there for the Wraiths, they were starting to do what I wanted to see them to do, which was be more aggressive, be faster, because they weren't able to do anything with it. But sorry, but the Venom team was having trouble with it, and right now with this pressure, they just need to continue, go faster, and who knows, maybe they were just doing all that for content.
Well, for their sake, I hope it was all for content, as they're going to need to provide some if they're going to want to pull this reverse sweep back. As they find themselves now down in a game number 3. And they find something here. Quake on the dribble. Going to flick this one off the backboard merely. Going to find that touch in the demo. Going to come through there merely. Throwing it away. Jonesy going to push this one towards the net. It's a little bit of a dangerous ball. Afro trying to get up to it. He's going to find a nice touch. We get that one away. Full doink attempt from Eggy D. Trying to send it off. Afro gonna find that touch. Eggy and look to give chase. Trying to find his teammate. Just can't find that touch. Yukio off the backboard. Here comes a shot attempt, but merely just a little bit off target. His attempt there. It's now Eggy looking for that one. He can't even make the touch there, but the Wraiths, no boost to work with. It's just Quake who's got to get up for this ball. He can't touch it, but fortunately for him, neither can Venom. This one sent off to the side. The Wraiths looking for anything, trying to get out of their zone. It's Yukio finally going to bring it down. Tried to get it by 1, but Quake. All-star not to be faked out there. This one sent back in. Really? Taking control, bringing this one high off the backboard. Quake. Going to send it out, but Afro, he's going to be able to keep it in. Looking to pass it down towards the middle. Here comes Yukio.
No.
Taka to send it in, and Venom, they just keep the passing plays rolling.
Yeah, Jonesy was just waiting for that ball to land on his car there, and I'm not sure what he was planning to do, but you can't wait that long in Challenger League here. It's a lot faster pace, and especially with this Venom team, and we've seen how aggressive they've been. So I'm not sure what the plan was there from Jonesy, but at any rate, a little demo from Jonesy there, so maybe they'll get a little bit of a pressure here, get a score, and cut this lead in half. Yeah,
they're gonna need to here, as Venom just seem to be controlling the ball at all times here. Wraiths are just too slow, too scared to challenge on these balls here. This Quake, not a lot of boost to work with. Gonna find the Musty out in the midfield, but Yukio all over that one. And Venom continuing on with their speed. This ball popped up. That one shot towards the net and barely is going to fire another one home.
I don't like calling things early here, but I kind of want to do it for content, just for Caster Cursed.
I don't think that's how that
works. Yeah, but you know, the Venom team, they are absolutely overwhelming this Wraiths team, and it's not looking good for the Wraiths if they want to try and come back and win this game 3. Game 3? Yeah, game 3 here.
Yeah, it's not looking too ideal for them. I mean, they're gonna have to try, and I've played these guys a couple times this season, and I can tell you they have the potential to do so, but they gotta find it. They gotta find it quickly here. A minute 24. This is your season on the line here. If you're the Wraiths, you don't want to let it go out like this in a sweep against the other team. At least get one on the board, one in your name here. If you're able to. Oh my goodness, that's a shot fired on net. What a crazy attempt there by Merely. And yeah, that guy, known that guy for a long time. He can definitely provide the attempts here. Is this what's gonna be shot on net? And wait a minute, Eggy D says, don't count us out just yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Eggy D got to put it on his shoulders if he has to. There's a lot of talk about Quake carrying that team, but I tell you, Eggy D is it has been very more well-rounded when it comes to the Wraiths, because I've seen a lot more in Eggy D than I have Jonesy. Oh my good, no way, Rocker Man, what's happening?
What is happening right here? Well, the Wraiths seem to be happening, and Afro Demon not hitting the ball, that did happen as well. And Eggy D, he does hit the ball under the back of the net. 57 seconds left. Do not call it a comeback quite yet here, but the Wraiths, once again, you need to find something. They double commit on the kickoff. This ball dropping down merely. Gonna find a touch, looking for another one, gonna get it actually by his teammate. This could be a big opportunity. It's
No
sent towards
way.
the backboard. No way you find that read. Oh my goodness. Quake the mad lad. He tried for it though. As that one, oh, a double commit gonna come through. Could cost him here. This one off the backboard. This
Oh
guy, he
my
will touch it.
goodness.
Jonesy, oh, he almost saves it away, but merely he's gonna
Oh
send it in.
man. Holy cow. I thought Merely had that from the very beginning there, but what a save there by Jonesy. Jonesy has had at least 2 different saves now that have been absolute I'm trying to come up with the best family friendly word for this, but the most well Merely comes up with another goal here as I'm trying to come up with a word, but with the most the clinching ones, like you're gritting your teeth. It's the and he isn't able to, get the assistance or able to send it out where he needs to, and it's depressing in a way, at least for me. I understand that if I was him, but Merely's just going off.
Yeah, he's gonna go off there. He's gonna get another goal. Yukio Takeda with the playmaker, and that is gonna all but do it for the race. They gave it a valiant effort though here in game number 3 to try to pull back that reverse, or well, at least this game 3, but not quite gonna happen. And well, a Venom's streak of games here as
What the?
Venom maybe faking yet again there as they did in the last kickoff, but a Venom streak of game 5s is gonna come to an end here. In this one, as well, Reese gonna get one more for the road. Eggy D gonna find it, but I think that's just a tally to the board here. Not really gonna be consequential in the final result here. Mallow as Venom. I mean, an impressive 2-match performance from them. A reverse sweep into a sweep here, and they're gonna move on to the playoffs next week.
Yeah, you can refer to that as trash time goals, if you will, Rocker Man. You've heard that in other leagues with the stats, but right now, oh man, yeah, that Wraiths team, they were leaving in a hurry there, and but yeah, congratulations to Venom. They definitely did not look like a 10 seed in that game, or that series, I should say. Um, Wraiths scoring, what was that, like 5 overall because or no, um, 7 overall because
I think it's
of
6,
game 2, something like that.
6 or 7.
Yeah, 7 overall, something like that. But the Venom team, I don't know if they have started playing a whole bunch of Rocket League lately here, but they looked really good in that. And if you're a Venom fan, you're going to be happy about that because I know on my end here, just watching what they did, they showed me that they were not a 10 seed.
Yeah, they definitely did not look like a 10 seed in that one, as they are going to lock up a win there, going to move on. And we'll take a quick look. We didn't get to do this earlier, but we got a quick second to take a look, Mallow, at the Challenger League playoff bracket. So we can take a look one more time at that here. And, Mallow, you can see Venom going to be moving on, going to take home that 8th seed and get a good matchup against Orbit.
Yeah, that Orbit team, you and I are both very familiar with that Orbit team. You being the GM and being me being a part of that org last season, and of course, the full reset that changed a lot of stuff, which is why we're seeing a lot of what we're seeing here, right? We're seeing a lot of different matchups than we would typically see, just because we are seeing the full reset, which is at the same time um, very unpredictable when it comes to who's going to go where, because you don't know. Just like what happened here, this 10 seeded Venom going up and beating the race the way that they just did, and looking at the rest of this: Griffins, Drakes, Samurai, Bishops, Snowstorm, Ascension, which your team there, Snowstorm, gonna be a very that's gonna be a very good matchup in itself. I can't wait to see the rest of this playoff. especially not just Challenger League, but all the leagues. But Challenger, I think it's going to be one of the spicier ones.
Yeah, it definitely will be, and we'll be seeing some more Challenger League action next week. So stay tuned for that. But with that being said, we got to move on. We got to get set up for our next and final play-in matchup of season 11. It is Whiteout taking on Kings. The winner is going to move on. Loser is going to go home. So make sure you stick around, and we'll see you guys in a few minutes.